Okay guys, so today I want to talk to you about a rule I've just invented for myself. And this rule I've invented in order for me to get out of my scarcity mentality and more into abundance. And I call it the 10% rule. So what is the 10% rule? I believe, and that's from my experiences, from my perspective of life, is that everything I get into in terms of business, in terms of seeking partners, seeking affiliates to promote our products, or so on and so forth, and all the requests I ask of people, or all the things I like to share or I'd like to get contribution from, I always think of it as I will only get 10% of success. There's only 10% of people who are actually going to respond to my email, who are going to say yes, or 10% who's going to say okay, let's talk, or 10% who's or 10% of girls I talk to are going to say yes, let's go on a date, or 10% of business partners who say okay, yes, cool, let's meet up and discuss this. So I've always adapting that 10% rule. It doesn't matter who I talk to or who I ask. Like, I've kind of shifted that mentality from, oh, this is like the ideal person I want to work with, or this is the ideal person I want my product to be promoted by, or this is him, this is it, this is her. And instead of adapting that mentality, I moved to that. Okay, maybe there's these 10 people that I want to talk to, these 10 people that I want to share my ideas with, these 10 people I want to ask to promote our products, and so on and so forth. So I view them as a bunch of 10 people instead of just one person, and that gets me from out of that sort of scarcity mentality of, oh my God, it's like this is the perfect job, it's the only job, it's like the ideal thing for me. Instead, I go like, oh, there's 10 of these jobs. I can choose one of them, and each one of them is fine. So when you make that shift, and when you think of life, for me, I think of life as 10%. There's 10% success rate, right? I guess you can call it 10% success rate. Is that you don't give up. You just keep on trying. You just keep on creating new leads, generating new leads, and it's always a numbers game. I always view it as a numbers game. It's always like, okay, there's 10% is going to say yes, 10% is going to say no. It depends on the person. So for you to break out of this sort of dogma or this sort of like scarcity mentality, it's such a scarcity mentality that really the problem with this mentality is that it comes across very desperate, especially when you're starting out, and if you're looking to meet new people and socialize and connect and so on and so forth. You're just starting out, you don't have any history, track record of any success, you don't have that history of successful products or successful businesses or whatever, so on and so forth. You kind of have just like a clean sheet, like nothing is there, right? And it's very hard for people to trust you. And at that point, you're sort of like desperate, and you just want like that ideal thing, or that ideal this, or this ideal partnership, or that ideal person. And the problem is that when you think from that point of view, you come across very desperate, and people can see that desperation. They can smell it, they can see it, they can sense it. It doesn't matter. You can try to hide it and mask it as much as you want. It doesn't matter. People can actually sense it. They're really good at doing this, right? You do it at a very subconscious. You can sense that desperation at a very subconscious level. You do it yourself when someone is desperate and comes up to you and be like, "Hey man, can I have some money?" Or you can sense that desperation. So you don't want to be in that desperate state, because the more you are in that state, the more people will reject you, or will just refuse your offer, whatever it is. So instead, for you to get out of this desperate state, out of this desperate mentality, think of life as 10%. There's 10% success. You will get what you want, from this deal or from life in general. So instead of trying for one person or one thing, try for 10 things, right? Because when you come from that mentality, you're saying, well, I'm going to try for this, and that, and maybe one of them is going to say yes or no. So you don't really care. And when you come from that I don't really care mentality, people can sense like, okay, you know what, this guy is dependent, on himself, he's independent, he's not looking for like, approval, or he's not being very needy in his request. So yeah, it's cool, maybe we'll discuss some things, right? So always try to come from that mentality. I call it the 10% mentality, and I just reinvented it right now. I think I will apply this mentality. I will apply this mentality to my life, because it's just so empowering in terms of, it gets me out of this sort of scarcity mentality and more into abundance. So yeah, that's basically my share with you today. I hope you like this video. Subscribe to this channel. I'll keep up these videos and create more of these great ones. And I'll see you next time.